A firefighter's ladder, and I'm sorry, this is page 106. A firefighter's ladder makes a 75-degree angle with the ground and reaches a window height 40 feet high. How long is the ladder? So we want to know hypotenuse, we know opposite, and we know theta. So the sine of 75 will be equal to the opposite over the ladder. So we will have 40. We have to divide out the sine of 75. And that'll give us the ladder. So the ladder is approximately 41.41 feet long. That is not for me either. That is a very long ladder, and I do not like heights. I would never be a firefighter for that reason. Okay, cosecant, the reciprocal of sine, is 1 over sine. That's what reciprocal means. And it is also defined as hypotenuse over opposite. So we have L times the sine of 75 equals 40. And then we divide away the sine of 75. Cancel. And we're left with the same answer, of 41.41 feet. A mountain trail has a 12-degree incline. If a hiker climbs 500 feet along the trail, how much altitude does she gain? So we know hypotenuse, we want to know opposite, and we know theta. This is a relatively short trip at a relatively short incline, so I would not expect anything earth-shattering. Opposite is her altitude. Hypotenuse is 500 feet. So her altitude is going to be approximately 500 times the sine of 12. It is about 103.96 feet. And again, in terms of feet, that's not earth-shattering. Using cosecant, which is 1 over the sine, or hypotenuse over opposite, we would get 500 times the sine of 12 equals 1 times A. So A is about 103.96 feet. We are getting to the same answer 2 different ways. A helicopter hovers over a boat. From the boat, the angle of elevation to the helicopter is 25 degrees, not 90 degrees. it's 25 degrees. So that tells me that the boat is over here by theta. And the helicopter is 600 feet high. That's 600 feet off the ground. That's its altitude. How far is the boat from the helicopter? So I'm going to highlight this one. We want to know that line of sight distance, and we're given opposite. So this is a sine problem, with theta being 25 degrees. So sine of 25 will equal opposite over hypotenuse. And I'm going to use d for distance. Multiply both sides by that variable. And then divide out sine of 25. And that is not an approximation. That is exactly. And then here comes the approximation. At the point that I round, we will get 1419.72 feet. And using the cosecant function, you have the sine of 25 under a 1. And then hypotenuse, which is what we're looking for, over opposite. And that will set up the same formula for you. You have to get d by itself. So you divide it out of there. And that will give you the same answer that we got the first time, because it's the same calculator step that we used the first time.